Well, good morning. We're up here at our right below the derailment site, and we've got wanted to show you what's called a burn fracture. Some people call it a engine burn fracture, and that's how this happened from drivers on the engine wheels slipping. That's not bad. We've got some really bad spots up here coming up. I'm going to show you. See, this is starting to flake out right in here already. So we've got 3 pieces of rail here that has to be changed fairly soon. Coming up here, I've been keeping a close watch on this since our derailment last week, but this is severe. Wow. And it really makes for a rough ride with the tamper and regulator. A little bit of, see this right here? This is called nicking. Okay, that nicking was not caused by the driver slipping. That was in there already, but it's going to make this flattened spot out here going to make this even worse. There's some more examples of nicking. Okay, now here's what happened, and I do want you to notice this. They're in sets of 2s, so we've got 3-axle locomotive. Now why there's only 2 drivers slipping is because they had a traction motor bad. So this either that end or this end of the driver, the traction motor was cut out. That's why it didn't slip. That's why you only see 2 here instead of the 3. If all 3 was in service, you would have had another burn fracture down here, or possibly if all 3 were in service, then this wouldn't have happened. That's speculation. Okay, it was number 22 locomotive. Here's what happened. They had 2 cars off up here, which I showed you before. The first car had the truck set still on the rail. The rear truck set was off. Hulcher was able to hook that car up to the locomotive and re-rail that back set of trucks with re-railers. They didn't have their side booms up here. So they took that car down. Then real early in the morning, it was like, I wasn't here. I'm trying to piece this together from the people that were here. Real early in the morning, about 5 or so, Hulcher was back here. The side booms still weren't up here yet. There's a creek down below down there, and they were waiting for bridge mats to be able to cross that creek. You don't want to be running through creeks and getting environmental people upset with you. So they hadn't got their bridge mats in yet. They were able to get the east side truck set on the second car back on with the re-railers. The back truck set was pretty far off, I guess. So, and it would have been right down in here somewhere. So, right in front of us. So they tried to pull it on with the locomotive. And, you know, the locomotive operator was on midnight shift. He was just finishing up his shift. He was up here in the cab, and whoever the ground man was, I don't know if one of our guys was a ground man or whether Hulcher was, talking to him on the radio, telling him to pull. And apparently they tried to pull too much. They were unable to pull that second set of trucks, that second truck set back onto the rail with the locomotive. So I guess they tried too hard, and this is what happened. This burn fracture here. So this is going to, these 3 rails are going to have to come out. I can't be putting up with this, and it's not. It's only going to get progressively worse as traffic goes over it. So it's going to start flaking out. A little bit of flaking there. So this is 2. So that's got to get replaced. And that's we get engine burn fractures. I've never had anything like this happen. This is an extraordinary situation here, is what caused it. So it shouldn't have happened. The ground man shouldn't have pulled so hard, but whatever, it did happen, and this is where we're faced. This usually an engine burn fracture is a very small area, and I've got, but and what happens when, you know, obviously when you got all that power, that driver going here is a lot of friction, which creates a lot of heat, and you know, metal against metal like that, and something's going to happen. Also, I don't, you know, that has sanders on it, so this puzzles me too. I'm sure it sanded. I'm sure it did. It just, well, you can actually see right here is sand. So it did sand. It just wasn't enough to prevent this. Okay, so I've never showed you an engine burn fracture before, and now you've seen it. I've been wanting to make a video on engine burn fractures for quite some time, and I thought, well, this is a pretty good one. Starts because it's very, very extreme, very severe. This rail here's already starting to get a little overflow, flowing out here and flattening out too. Okay, alrighty. There's some, yeah, it did. See, it was sanded, but then again, you know, we're sanding our lead some from this sand. I'm just figuring this out here. This is the traction motor was cut out, because that'd be sanding on your lead truck, lead wheel. It doesn't sand on the middle wheel, and on the back wheel it won't sand here either, because we're going this way, remember, so it won't sand here. But if we were going this way, it would sand here. So it did sand. It just it just was a bad situation with that traction motor being cut out. So, well, we'll take a little ride up track. We'll see the rest of this project. There's more sand, so. Okay, let's take a ride up. I want to show you the curve. It's really looks good. Get up in here. I've okay, got a little bit of a sway in this. I've only lined this once. Okay, this is, I did line the curve Sunday, and this is Tuesday, but I also developed a pretty bad oil leak on my workhead lift cylinder. So that lift cylinder has been ordered. It should be in by tomorrow, but this is really nothing out of the sway here. This whole track on this side of the milepost needs to go this way just a little bit. So I'm not concerned about this long sway. It's more cosmetic than anything. Certainly nothing out of specs for the Code of Federal Regulations. It's just more cosmetic than anything. But my goodness, I mean, these guys did a remarkable job. Ran a surface lift over this whole area, the tangent twice, and the curve I've run a surface lift over it 4 times, plus I lined it, so that's a 5th surface lift. And the curve looks really, really good right now. We're back up to track speed. Still got a few more ties to put in down below, and said those rails down there to put in, and a lot of cleanup yet to do. So this, I'm real happy with how this nice smooth curvature came out in here. Okay, it's 8 degree 30-minute curve. So 2.75 inches of super elevation in it, and everything's really good. One other thing I want to tell you. Okay, come on, truck. I need my clutch brake adjusted. It doesn't always function real well on that clutch. Right in here, right above us here, is where that started pulling the spikes up. If you watched that video, right here is where we were at. Now they went through here and they examined all the ties in a 2-rail section. That's 39 foot per section, so that's almost, what, 78 feet. 78 feet, they put five new ties in. That's all that they deemed was necessary to put in. So I told you in that first video it puzzled me, but with only 5 ties bad in that amount of footage, there's no way that the ties could have been rotten to cause this. The Code of Federal Regulations, I actually have it here. I'm going to show you here my track safety standards right here on a class 2 track. I'm required to have on a curve of 2 degrees, over 2 degrees, 9 good ties, 9 good cross ties in a 39 foot section. So if they only replaced 5 ties, we were 80 or 85% capacity. So it certainly proves my theory about the truck going off. Okay, well, here, that's Railroadin. Everything's back in place and we're running coal like crazy and everybody's happy again. Track looks great. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a really good day.